Ken Pavis here in my West Hollywood salon on La Cienega Boulevard with one of my really good friends and also my business partner here at the salon, Jillian Cherry. What's up, babe?
Hi.
Nice dressing gown.
Thank you.
Who got you that dressing gown for Christmas?
You, of course.
I mean, you know
Always
what?
keeping me fabulous.
My work wife, got to take care of her. Got to always have her looking good. So Jillian doesn't often wear her hair up into a ponytail. She just, loves her hair down and kind of doesn't feel like she can really get the right angle and everything for her ponytail. So I thought Jillian would be the absolute best person to revisit the top knot ponytail extension that I repurposed in my previous video. So this is actually the extension that my client wore in New York on the red carpet that I hand sewed, and luckily it actually blends with Jillian's hair. So this was already worn, and this is the great thing I want to show to you and communicate to you is that extensions, as I mentioned in my previous post, are incredibly forgiving. So I'm going to take this from my client wearing it and actually put it into Jillian's hair, but now show you how to create a ponytail or a top knot with this repurposed extension piece. I'm not looking for a perfect color match. I don't think that's modern to have monotone color anymore. It's really about having multi-tones and a bit of personality in color. So if it's a little bit different, I actually think that's great. So one of the things that I like to do when I'm going to do a top knot or a ponytail is I really like to assess my client's hairline. So I'm just going to go through. Jillian has amazing, amazing hair, but she has, like most people have, a lot of fine hair. So if she was to pull this up into a ponytail or a top knot, she has great hair, but it might not be quite as dramatic as she wants to create. Before I get started, one thing that I like to do is really kind of strengthen the hairline. Everybody through this area has what's called the recedes. That's the thinnest part of our hair and where our hairline goes back the furthest. So on all of my clients, for the red carpet, for a photo shoot, for anything, I fill all this in with a bit of a darker color just to camouflage the skin tone and give it more depth. One of the things I use often is Topic. One of the other things I might use would be Color Wow. Color Wow is one of my favorites. I actually launched this in the UK for the Color Wow team when it first came out. Absolutely love this. When I'm creating a look like this and densening the hairline, I do like to use a thicker brush. So it comes with a great brush here, but this is a great hair powder that is meant to cover gray hair or roots. So if my client has any roots showing, I'll go in and cover those too. But more importantly, I'll go through here in Jillian's hairline, and keeping it really natural, I'll just go with my finger and take out all of her short hair. I'll do the same thing on my textured hair clients as well, but I would incorporate like an edge gel at the end and put some of this color pigment into it for my textured hair clients who want to stretch out their texture for a smoother look. So you can see here now, I like the irregularity of Jillian's hairline because I want it to look super, super, super natural. So about 1/4 of an inch all the way around, I'm going to go through with my brush and the pigment and just fill this in. So you can see by taking the powder, I'm just really making her hairline look dense and thick, and that creates luxurious hair. A long time ago, I learned from my really good friend, Anastasia, the eyebrow guru. We used to do the makeovers on the Oprah show, that back in the golden era, they would take young ingenues, girls that were 18 years old, and to make them look older, to appear maybe 35, 40 years old for the big screen, they would tweeze their eyebrows very thin. That would make them look older. And they would also tweeze their hairlines back and bleach the hairline. That was to age them. So by doing this, you're actually making, giving yourself a more youthful appearance. And I'll even go around through the back here. So I do this on all of my clients for the red carpet, for photo shoots. And now that we have that prepped, I'm not going to do much to Jillian's hair. This is her natural texture. She has, like I said, incredible hair. And for the look that we're creating, we don't need to change this. So with Jillian, since she doesn't wear her hair back a lot, I really want to get a lot of input from you to see how you'd like to wear it. Do you want it with a top knot or ponytail? Do you want to slick it all back? Do you want to have some bits coming forward? What are you feeling?
I want to try both slick it back and a few bits coming forward.
Well, since you are kind of the boss of me, at least co-boss of me, I'll give you what you want.
Okay, perfect.
So really important, we're going to put the clip-in extension in just a second. But what I like to do is kind of leave the hair out that I'm going to keep out and then go through and create a great base. In order to pull it back, you want some hold, some texture. And this also, again, will make the hair considerably thicker and voluminous at the root. So I always like to kind of back home with the Mason Pearson when I'm doing it this way, but then also back home in the direction I want the hair to go, which I will smooth out as well. So for a minute, she's going to look like an 80s video vixen. And even when I get to back home in this area, the hair's coming up. So I don't want to back comb down and then fight, what I'm doing. Always really think about where the hair is going and how you're styling it and work it that way. So the look I want to create is with a lot of texture and to look like I wasn't even here. I'm going to pull her hair up in this direction, creating a really amazing jawline, and you want to follow your jawline. So kind of up and through this area is a really great place to do this, and we'll create the knot up here. A bit of hairspray just onto the brush, and that's going to give us some working hold. Pull this up and just start to create this shape. And again, I like it to look kind of undone. And the reason to really tease it the way that I did is for hold. A lot of times my clients are going to the red carpet, they're going to an event, and I really want it to stay. You don't want your ponytail slipping or winding up on the floor. So once I get kind of the direction that I want it to go in for this look, I'll do something a little bit tighter on the next one since she wants to see that as well. But once I get the initial shape that I like, I'll go through like this, spray it lightly, and the rest of it do with just my hands. Take the hooked elastic, and here's how it works. Just under where you're holding the ponytail, take the hook into the hair and then wrap it around the ponytail. I do this so it doesn't move, slip, or slide. If you want to use a traditional band, you can do that as well. This gives a little extra hold. Do you feel snatched?
I do. I feel very secure.
So there you go. You can see that's her ponytail. Jillian has an amazing ponytail. I love all of this shape, this texture. You can see really kind of gorge. But here is the piece that I made in my previous video. I just want to kind of go over some of the things. I put the pressure sensitive clip just in the center that has the rubber non-slip grip on the inside. I sewed 2 small tabs, loops on each side of the extension so I can create a wraparound. You want to take the comb open, the clip with the comb open, slide it in and against the ponytail and then close it shut and have a few bobby pins close to secure this around. So starting with the extension, just give her a nice brush through. It's got some texture from my client and from before, which will give us a little extra hold. Lifting her ponytail forward, the clip is open, taking the teeth, sliding it up into the ponytail, at the same time collecting the extension into my hand, up, in, and close it shut. Grab one of your bobby pins, up in through the loop, around towards the front, into the base of the ponytail, come around now to the other side. You can switch hands, into the other loop that's on the base of the ponytail. Completely wrap it around and try and cross the 2 pins. I've done nothing else, and that's already in, wrapped around, completely camouflaging her hair. I mean, it's pretty major already. Looking out. That shape is it's so good. Give it a little shake. She could wear it just like that. So the cool thing about putting the ponytail on upside down is that you get a little bit more of like that projection off the scalp rather than it laying flat. So if you're looking for that kind of a vibe, absolutely go for it. If you want to wear it just as a ponytail, take a small bit of hair from underneath and then just wrap this around, and that's going to camouflage where the extension is attached. And then go about your business. But now to create that kind of top knot shape, what I like to do is hold it just at the base, lightly brush through it, and the idea is to bring all of this forward. So bring it forward in front of your hand to either side, just like this. Bring that down to the base, and you're already creating your knot. Take the black elastic band and just over the entire shape, lock that down. Now that's the beginning of your knot. If you have a large enough band, you can wrap it twice, and it's okay if it gets a little bit messy. We're trying to achieve a kind of undone, really natural look. So that's wrapped around 2 times, already creating a really cool knot effect. I bring that forward slightly, hold it down with my fingers, and put a couple of bobby pins in, just to create that shape that I want. You can use bobby pins, you can use hairpins, but this, pinning this along the way just keeps everything nice and secure as you go along. You can wrap it down like this, however you want it to look, whatever your style, whatever your vibe is. A couple of quick pins. That's so, Jillian, it's so good. So you can do one wrap around, make it really easy for yourself. I like to take the hair that's left over and split it into 2 and wrap it individually. So I get a little bit more movement because I like to have a little bit of hair in the front poking up. So kind of creating this shape, teasing a little bit, super easy. Kind of wrapping this forward. I like having some kind of poke out at the top. I think it makes it very cool and modern. 1 pin here. And then take the remaining hair, wrap that around as well. Front, so good. I'm gonna have to take you out. So kind of just customizing it, creating the shape that you want. Again, splitting it gives you the option of a little bit more movement and versatility to create different shapes. So I'm loving this messy top knot. And then she wanted to leave some of her hair out, so it doesn't look too disconnected. I'm just going to take a little bit of her hair here, tease it, and then incorporate it back into the shape. Same thing on this side, so it doesn't feel too heavy. And then again, from the side, creating that shape that you want. So it's all about creating a really cool silhouette, cleaning up the face. Keep it clean while you do it, kids. And then bring all this kind of down to where you want it.
Effortless.
Super effortless. And you can't even tell that it's not your hair. That's the genius thing. But now we're going to take this down, same piece, same everything, and do a slicked back look with the front, and then she can decide how she wants to wear it. So when I'm slicking hair back all the way for a really tight look, one thing I like to use is, again, either an edge gel to really get it tight back, or a pomade or something like that. This is the House 99 hair and mustache wax. And you heard me.
I did.
It's mustache wax. No. So the reason I like to use this is it's a bit thicker. So facial hair is a bit coarser because we wear it short, and when you cut hair blunt on the ends, it's a bit harder and firmer, but the shorter you go, it's a bit more of firm and kind of blunt texture. So using the mustache wax, which is for hair as well, it's a thicker product, and it's going to give me a little bit more hold at the base. But you can use any product that you have at home, but if your husband's got this in his vanity, go and grab it. So I'm going to take just a little bit of this around her hairline and swipe across first all over the area where we're going to pull the hair back. Most people make the very common mistake with any product, whether you're applying a volumizer, anything that you put on your hands to put in your hair. If you put it right here and swipe, that's the only place the product's going to go. You need to put the product where you need it to work for you. I needed to pull all of this hair back, so I'm going to go section by section in the interior of the hair very quickly and just apply some of that product to the sections behind the hairline, because I don't need it just to hold in the hairline, I need it to hold all the way around. So right now you really just want to brush through this to to get the product to spread. So when you're doing it a little bit higher up and slick like this, what I like to do is take the elastic band and put it in the front. So that holds all of that in place as I begin to wrap it around. The hooks don't have to hook into each other, they hook into the hair. A little bit more spray. Nice little edge brush action. We don't want it to look like a wig, although I work with wigs all the time, ain't nothing wrong with a wig, but she's not wearing one. So we don't want it to look like a wig, we just want it to look super gorgeous, so that's why I leave some of the hairline out like that. But even when I do a wig, one of the things that we do to make a wig look incredibly natural is we tweeze the hairline. So I think it looks amazing. You can see the hairline looks really gorgeous, really thick. This is her hair, and you know, when you go to do a knot and you wrap it up, it becomes rather insignificant and not the look that she's going for, which this could be great too for something else. But since she wants a little bit more of a dramatic look, we're going to use the extension that I made the other day in the previous video, the one that we just used a second ago. Again, beginning with the pressure sensitive clip in the center, open, so that the metal clips go against the ponytail base. And then there are the two loops that I created on the outside. So because we're creating a shape that we want to go forward, we're going to put this in upside down and backward to support this shape coming forward rather than putting it here. That's going to create the shape and encourage it to go backward. So with this look, Jillian, I think maybe we'll go, since we did a looser look, maybe a little bit tighter and more defined.
I like that.
So I'm going to spray a little bit of hairspray onto the extension first, and that's going to tame down any flyaways or anything like that for a little bit of a sleeker look. Start just in the back with the clip open, pressing the comb into her hair and up against the ponytail base. Clip it shut. That's already in. So taking the two bobby pins, bring them up and around. I mean, you can automatically see that this is already covering and wrapping around her ponytail, so you can't see where her ponytail is anymore. It's on the inside. And once you have that base in place, this is already on, but I like to then start taking a few other pins and really creating that kind of shape and down to the scalp that I like. With the knot, I want to create, you know, I'm not just doing a bun on top, I'm not doing a ballerina bun, so I want to create that kind of flipped forward shape. So many different ways that you can wear this. You can wear this mid-length, you can wear it very low, but the application remains the same. So that shape is in. I love how that already has that kind of loop forward knot feel. And then just take the rest of this however you want to work it into it and create the rest of the shape. And Work Wife and I are going out. Gorgeous. I love it. So now I'm going to let Jillian put her makeup on and decide which way she wants to wear her hair. So we'll see in a second. Jillian decided on the top knot with a bit of loose fringe. So I'm loving the shape of this. Just a little bit of fine tuning. Before I put this last metal pin in, I'm just going to clean all this up a little bit. I like the flyaways. I like the shape. I like the silhouette. Just use this to lightly clean it up. Love these long pins. Put that in there. I like seeing it. I think that's kind of genius. Take out the clips. And the last thing at the end that I like to do, it's really about personality, is just kind of separate this a little bit and open the face up slightly. Putting hairspray on my fingers, going underneath here, kind of cleans that up and picks up any flyaways, gives it a little bit of hold. And then take a couple of hairpins and just frame the face the way you want to see it. So I like this kind of over the ear kind of shape with seeing all of this here. So just a couple of hairpins, lightly to hold that in place. Break this up a little bit. I like when the shapes are a bit uneven, the sides, and just using hairpins that disappear into the hair to camouflage the shape. Again, a little bit of spray on my fingers. Close her curtains a little bit. A little bit of spray. A little bit of cleanup. I mean, it's so good. I hope you guys like this. This is one of my favorite looks. It looks amazing on everybody. Everyone looks great with their hair up. Again, the repurposed extension that I turned into a ponytail top knot. And now it's time for Jillian to go get changed. Okay, wow.
What do you think?
I love it. Oh my God. So good. What do you think?
I love it. Well, I want to know where you're taking me.
God, I'm taking you out. That's a wrap.
Hope so.